Hey GlamFam, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. So because it's Black History Month, I decided to go through this poem with us. So what I'm going to do is have us read the poem. You're going to read it. So if you need to pause for a little bit, pause and read it, and then tell me one word that comes to your mind that you think is the overarching issue in this poem. So I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and pause. You're going to read, and then you're going to think about what that overarching issue is in this text. And you might come up with the answer or you may not, and that's okay, because that's what we're going to go through briefly here today. All right, so if you said injustice, inequality, racism, segregation, any of those will work. All right, so the first thing I normally do is meet the text by looking at the title. So when I look at this title, what comes to my mind is inclusion, meaning to be included or to be part of something. Okay, so we're gonna get into the text now. I too sing America. So when I think of someone singing, I think of someone having a voice. So this singing here gives the speaker in the text a voice. Now, if you read it, the overarching issue in this particular text, if you came up with the word segregation, if you came up with racism, if you came up with inequality, any of those will work. All right, a voice, I too sing America. So when I go back to my title, I see that the speaker here needs or is craving to be a part of the society. Also here, the word sing, voice, sing here signifies having a voice, because if you're a part of a society, then you too have a voice. Additionally, when I look at the word America, when I think of America, I think of liberty. I think of freedom, which is what America is, the land of freedom, the land where you are able to do what you want to do, especially now with all the 27 amendments that protects the people that lives there. I am the darker brother. So this person still sees himself as a brother. If I consider you a brother, I consider you someone that's related to me, someone that we're blood, or even if we're not related by blood, we could be connected by love. Because a lot of times, love is thicker than blood, okay? So darker brother here signifies the African. We can tell that he's African. The darker brother here signifies him being an African, and they send me to eat in the kitchen. Who's they? This they here signifies the white folks. The whites. So they send me to eat. So it clearly means then that the darker brother here is the one who is the help, the one who is caring for this family or cares for the whites. But when the whites have company, which company here is the white society. The company here is the white society. So when my white friends come over, I cannot have this darker brother sit with me at the table. So when company comes, the darker brother is sent to eat in the kitchen. But then look, he says, but I laugh. The reaction of a typical person, if someone does something like this, is to throw a tantrum, is to be upset, is to start, you go in the kitchen and you break stuff. But this darker brother, he goes to the kitchen, he says, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. if I'm not taking this literally, but I laugh here just means that this darker brother is being hopeful. He has hope that there will be a better tomorrow, or he's laughing at the fact that, look at you trying to send me to the kitchen to eat, thinking that you are better than me. But I laugh and eat well and grow strong. So this eat well could also mean these white folks were able to attend all the fancy places. They were able to attend all the educational places. So typically, as you eat, you have conversation. Now, with the conversations that you're having, this darker brother eating well could also mean that he's listening to the conversations that they're having and learning as he's in the kitchen. Growing strong here could also mean that he's growing stronger in knowledge, because when you know, knowledge is power. When you know, no one can take that from you. In the next stanza, he says tomorrow. This tomorrow here is not referring to what's today. Today's Monday, tomorrow Tuesday. This tomorrow is in reference to future. This tomorrow is in reference to the future. So it says tomorrow I'll be at the table. And this is him declaring. This is him showing his confidence right here. I'll be at the table when company, the same white society, when company comes. All right, so this table here also signifies acceptance. Because if I'm inviting you to my home to eat, I'm not necessarily going to invite a total stranger to my house. So this table here, if I'm inviting you to the table, that table there signifies acceptance. That table signifies that we've got some business to talk about and we are going to talk about it. That's why in a business deal, you're making a deal with someone, they'll say, okay, well, let's have lunch and we'll talk about it. So it means that there will be some agreement moving forward. So this table that he's talking about here is not necessarily the physical table, but just the ability to feel accepted. Just that part where I feel as though I am part of the society. I have a voice. I'm allowed to move about just like everyone else who is also a part of this society. Nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am. Now, this beautiful here has nothing to do with how pretty the darker brother's face is, how pretty the eyes are. This has nothing to do with physical beauty. This goes back to what Dr. King was saying, that you get to know people by their character. What am I made of as a person? Okay, you judge me by what I am made of and not by the color of my skin. So they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. Because now you know, all along, you could have had a friend out of me, but you chose to treat me differently. Then in the last line, which is a statement of declaration, a bold statement, this right here shows confidence. Shows how confident this darker brother is. A hopeful, where's the hope? Right here. Shows a hopeful and confident our darker brother is. And that's why he made this statement right here. I too am America. So he's declaring that, not because my skin is darker than yours. I too am America. I am a part of this American society. And so we are truly grateful for all the civil rights activists who has made it possible for us to have the society, even though we still face some sort of racism, some sort of segregation in parts of the country. We have a right to be here. We also have a right, the same rights. We're all equal. Every person has a right. Now, Langston Hughes, in his time, also faced some type of segregation, racism, inequality. And so this poem put together is what he experienced, as well as other persons who were also living in his time. All right, folks. So if you were to come up with, and let me put this up here, acceptance. If you were to come up with a theme, a lesson that you learned from this, what would it be? Go ahead and type it in the chat. What would that lesson be? If you were to help someone come up with a theme, a life lesson, the moral of the poem, what would that be?